everybody, and welcome back to a very special podcast. This is the podcast in which we talk about all of your favorite TV series from yesteryear, yes, and discuss them over a glass of wine. I'm your master of ceremonies, Patrick M. Dunn, and I'm joined here this morning by Kat Halstead, the accomplished author.
Like, who else would be joining you on this journey at this point?
I don't know, like maybe...
You always make it sound like I'm just some guest who dropped by.
I don't know. Maybe like one day we'll have like a hot celebrity with us. Like, you know how like you might have to leave town for a few weeks, so we get like a temporary replacement. It's like, who knows? Maybe one day there'll be like a celeb here. Maybe one day it'll be like, who would you name as your temporary replacement on a very special podcast?
I don't know.
Do you know who I would kind of like to hear like alongside me? Rosie Perez. I don't know. I think like Rosie Perez would be a fun guest.
No, because I can't trust this podcast with you and anybody else.
What do you think, Internet? What do you think out there?
Because I know how you work, and I'm the only one keeping you in check.
Tweet us at Very Podcast if you think that Rosie Perez is a good temporary cat, or if you have like any other like hot suggestions. Like who would you want to hear on this podcast? Jeremy Miller, maybe we'll get a dude. Like, who knows? Or Jeremy Miller's like fiance, the one that like tweets us all the time. Shout out to you.
She doesn't tweet us all the time. It was one time, Patrick. One time.
Hey, in my fantasy world, like her and I are like famous Twitter buds. Like we are like Burns and Allen of Twitter.
Okay, Patrick. Okay, your fantasy world is amazing.
Yeah, you wish you could be a part of it, but you cannot be a part of my fantasy world unless, I don't know, we can join our minds. Can that happen? Has science reached that point yet?
Yeah, this is getting weird.
All right. Well, if this is your first time listening to the podcast, Kat and I, we get together. We talk about old TV shows from the past. Sometimes we do modern day TV shows, and we kind of like just talk shit for like the first like 30 minutes, and then actually like we'll talk about our subject. So welcome, friends.
Welcome to the madness that is Kat and Pat.
Yes. So all right. Hold on. Before we get there, I just want to bring up one thing.
Yes.
This is the first podcast that we are recording after the tragic passing of Stephen Baccio. I just want to bring that up because I think we have to pour one out for him because like we've talked about him. We've done his shows in the past.
Yeah.
We are constantly talking about LA Law and NYPD Blue, even though we never really watched them, and Hill Street Blues and stuff. we know like they show like Dennis Francis' butt on NYPD Blue. I think that's about all we know about that show, right?
Yeah. Zach Morris was on it.
Oh yeah, and Ricky Schroeder, little Ricky was on it,
and Jimmy Schmitz. And the guy from CSI with the sunglasses.
David Caruso. You know what? I have seen episodes of NYPD Blue. I think I've seen every iteration of it, like with every new star, but I've never I don't remember them.
Yeah.
Like it's not like I can recall specific episodes, but
I don't think I ever watched it. Like I maybe watched one episode. Maybe.
Which era of NYPD?
It's probably the Mark Paul Gosselaar era.
Oh yeah, you were like curious one day. You like wanted to see if Mark Paul Gosselaar was still puffy from his like post Saved by the Bell years, where he was like getting a little puffy.
Yeah, like his post Dead Man on Campus stuff.
Didn't we theorize once on the podcast in a previous ep that like he took steroids, or was that like a something else? Is that like a private chat?
That might have been a private chat.
Okay, sorry, Mark Paul Goss, if you're listening to this, we didn't mean to slander you in podcast form.
Yeah, it's all Patrick's fault.
Sorry if you don't want to be temporary cats anymore because I just slandered you.
It's always Patrick's fault.
We're still bros, right? Sorry, I called you Puffy. And then he did like he did a lot of shows, like Cop Rock on Fox, that short-lived like police show where they sang.
Oh yes, like long before the musical show was like a thing. Yeah,
like for some reason, I don't know, like Steve Baccio must have just smoked a lot of weed one night and was like, you know what would be a fucking great idea for a show about cops that sing and solve crimes. And Fox literally would have taken anything at that time. They still do. They still will just fucking do anything. Like, you just throw them an idea. You just write an idea down, crumple it up on a piece of paper, and throw it in their office, and they'll do that show. Legit. That's like how Fox decides what shows they want to do.
I mean, I think Fox is a little more picky now, but I don't know. I'm hold on. I'm trying to think what to actually watch on Fox.
I don't know.
I watch Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Last Man Standing with our gal pal January Jones and Mary Steenburgen. Shout out. January Jones, definite temporary cat, by the way. Definite pick.
Yeah.
She's got a fun Instagram.
Okay, every time you say January Jones, though, my head sees Christina Hendricks.
I'd pick her too. She's we love Christina Hendricks.
But we've talked about this before, where like for the longest time I thought Christina Hendricks was January Jones because I didn't know the difference. I didn't know like they were two different people. We
got to send you to like January Jones College so you can like get a proper education and learn the difference.
But, like I watched her like when I did my ER rewatch. She was totally on ER.
January Jones?
Yeah.
What? What girl? What?
Yes.
When?
I know I sent you screen caps of that. She had bad hair. Was it January Jones or no? No, it wasn't January Jones. It was Christina Hendricks. Never mind.
Oh my god. Oh, you just failed the first fucking class at January Jones University.
Wait, hold on. I'm gonna have to Google this because
Catherine Halstead, the author.
Yeah.
What are you doing to me? I am gonna just like my brain is gonna explode. You're here. You are telling me that January Jones has been on ER, and I'm like, really? What? Like this? How has this eluded me all these years? And you're like, oh no, it wasn't her. It was somebody else.
Yeah, it was Christina Hendricks. See, my brain has them confused.
Well, January Jones was like a model for many, many, many years, and then she got her like one of her first big acting breaks was I think it was American Wedding.
Okay.
One of the weird American Pie sequels.
Yeah. The
ones that like aren't called American Pie.
There's like 4 proper American Pie movies. American Pie, American Pie 2, American Wedding, and American Reunion.
All right, she's in American Wedding. That's the one our gal pal.
Your gal pal.
My gal pal anyway. I don't know about you. You just like shit all over her. What are we doing today? We're still in like what T.G.I.F month, even though it's been like 3 months.
Yeah, we're still in our T.G.I.F extravaganza. I don't know why I just used that like weird Dracula sounding voice. Yes, we are wrapping up our T.G.I.F stint.
Yeah. Sad to see you go.
I'm really glad we decided to go with this show and not some of the others because I have watched some of the others on Hulu, and they are problematic.
Oh, we love problematic. We love looking back at shows that were made in the early 90s, and they're problematic.
They are hard to watch. Like, okay, you know how Urkel is problematic?
Oh, Step by Step? Is that what you're referring to?
Yeah, Step by Step is so problematic. Okay. Step by Step starts with Frank stalking Carol to the island.
Yeah.
To Jamaica.
So they could accidentally bump into each other.
Yeah, so they could have an accidental meet cute, even though they already know each other because she's his, like, hairstylist.
I refuse to believe that Frank... What's her name? Carol? On Step by Step? I refuse to believe that Frank goes to Carol to get his hair done. I don't know. They're just like...
You know why he was going to Carol? Because he thinks she's hot.
I feel like he goes there, he might get his hair washed, and then he, like, leaves and goes to, like, his regular barber after that and gets it, like, touched up. That's my theory. That's my step-by-step hot theory. And then, you know what? After they move in together and become married and, like, conjoin the families, which is, like, weird, too, by the way. Like, let's not tell the kids we're getting married and just, like, have them, like, hey, guess what? We're moving next week, and you're going to have, like, a whole new family.
Well, that was the thing. They got married, like, after really only knowing each other for, like, a few days. They, like, did not think a damn thing through. Carol was kind of like, okay, we're married. But let's get divorced. And Frank's like, no. We'll make this work. We'll date. We'll introduce the kids. And then we'll tell them we're married.
They literally right away move in with each other. And like they have to pack up the kids and they move to Carol's house.
Well, that's because the sister found out.
Oh yeah. Okay.
And spilled the beans at like when they were introducing the kids to each other. And the kids like clashed right away.
Sorry, it's been 2 weeks since I've watched it, and I've already forgotten.
Yeah. But, like, okay, so that series starts off as problematic right there. But you know what makes it even worse?
What's that?
Episode 2 is the Urkel episode.
Oh, yeah, where he is in, like, a weird, like, rocket pack.
He literally drops in from the sky.
Yeah, he's in, like, a weird, like, Rocketeer jetpack thing, and he's trying to, like, fly from Chicago to... Where do they live? Seattle? Or somewhere? Oregon? Or
Port Washington, Wisconsin.
Oh, Wisconsin. Why did I think Oregon? I have fucking no idea.
I think it's because it's called, the town they live in is called Fort Washington.
Okay. Well, how far is Chicago from Wisconsin? That's like kind of your neck of the woods. So is it
not that far?
Can you fly there on a homemade jetpack?
I mean, it would be like a commuter plane flight.
So what would that be, like an hour?
Depending.
An hour like jetpack flight?
Yeah. I mean, who knows for Urkel?
Yeah. And then doesn't Urkel date one of the sisters in the episode briefly?
Like, he takes Alex to a dance after the guy she likes gets asked out by a girl he likes even more than her.
Yeah, and you know what? It reminded me of like the actual Family Matters episode that we did like a few weeks back. Like, it was just weird, the weird similarities. Like, when I was watching that, I was like, holy shit, like we should have just done this episode and the Family Matters episode and like compared and contrasted it.
We could have, but that would have been a lot of Urkel at once.
But yeah, we'll save that episode of Step by Step, plus the one where Cody gets into a bar fight trying to save Dana when she goes to like a weird like poetry slam at a biker bar.
Cody, another problematic part of this show. That show is just like,
oh yeah,
oh
he's
my
like
God.
now trying to date his relative.
oh, so creepy.
And like he's like a poor man's like Bill and Ted Keanu Reeves too, because that was like all the rage back then, was like that weird hipster-y
Poor Keanu.
sad Keanu. Sad Cody.
My poor immortal
Sad
Keanu.
Cody. But all right, so Step by Step, problematic. Family Matters, also problematic. We're going to step away from problematic things for a little bit, and we're going to talk about one of your favorite shows of all time. Is this of all time?
Yes. I think we are well aware how much I love this show.
And we've done the show before. We've talked about it before. Let's just get that out of the way.
Yes, we have. We did a season 1 episode before.
Yeah, and now we're going to the end. We're like going near the end.
Yes.
Final season, right?
Yes, this is the final season. We are in the home stretch for this show.
And I think you should say the name of the show just because it's your fave.
Boy Meets World!
Ooga! Yes, Boy Meets World! Ben Savage? Is that his name?
Yes.
Ryder Strong. Our gal pal, Danielle Fishel, who is recently engaged. Girl, invite us to your wedding. And Will Friedle.
Will Friedle.
One of like the Lawrence bros is in.
Matthew Lawrence.
Whoa. That's the wrong brother, right?
Yeah, that's Joey you're thinking of.
Ooh, okay. So, what episode are we doing?
We are doing...
What episode of Boy Meets World?
My absolute favorite episode of the series. We are doing Season 7, Episode 16, 7 The Hard Way.
All right. Yes. And by accident, I watched episode 16 and episode 17, which they're kind of like conjoined. They flow into each other. It's kind of like a two-parter.
They are.
So,
yes.
Apparently, I didn't know that we were doing both.
Episode before this basically builds up to this. But they're very different. Like, there are things from that episode that kind of just get dropped in this one, just the way, writing mishaps happen on a sitcom.
Well, I honestly felt that the episode leading up to it was like mostly filler.
Yeah.
The 7 The Hard Way, which was like the last half, that was the more, I think, dramatic episode, I sort of say. Or like sentimental? I don't know what word to use. Like,
I get what you're saying. It's dramatic, it's sentimental, it's also
funny.
It's deeper.
Yeah, like there's meaning to it. And I feel like there's a theme that we should be looking for, multiple themes.
The episode before is mostly just shenanigans.
Yeah, which is fun, I guess. Shenanigans are fun. We love shenanigans. Yeah. So shout out to shenanigans. All right, so when did this episode air?
This episode aired February 11th in 2000. So we were seniors in high school.
Yes, we were seniors. We're probably in our February vacation. And I was probably like doing sexy things. Who knows? It was a sexy time for me. The February 11th. I don't know. No significance whatsoever.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Let's see if it was February.
It was a Friday night.
I was at home on AOL watching T.G.I.F.
I don't remember. Maybe I was seeing like Romeo Must Die.
Like I was like IMing with like my friends from school, like you and Steven and other people who have gone into the internet hollows and never returned.
But you know what? I think I was out because I was like starting to get cool. So like I might not.
Yeah, you probably weren't.
No, like, it wasn't like a year before. Like I was like nerdy and home and like talking to you on AOL. But now I'm a senior and I have a car and people want to be friends with me because I have a car. So I was driving people places and like packing 300 people into my like 2-door car.
So you're saying now that I have a car, people are going to want to be friends with me?
Yeah, I would. Shout out to your new car. Kat has a car.
Yeah, my very own car.
Yeah, like your own. You don't have to share it with like a sister.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're gonna like drive to the mall now and pick up boys? I don't know.
I'm going to go hang out at the mall because I still live in the 90s.
Like when I don't know what to do, I will just go to the mall and I'll be like, why the fuck am I here? Like, what the fuck? Like, why did I drive to the mall?
We really do still live in the 90s in a lot of ways.
I know. And I go to the mall and I walk through it.
But it's so funny. It's so funny. At work, all these, like, I work with a bunch of, like...
teeny boppers.
Kids, really. Because, you know, I'm, like, 36 and they're, like, 19, 20, 21, 22. And they all think I'm only, like, 24.
We were just talking about that at my work today, actually, this morning. And like one of my coworkers is actually 2 days older than me. And she's like, I always forget that we're the same age. She's like, I'm just so used to, she's like, you look so young. And I'm just like used to working with people that are like 20. And then you just like sputter out like a reference to like something that was special to me. And I'm like, how the fuck do you know that? I'm like, girl, I lived those days.
And then I have a bunch of coworkers who are all like older than me too, though. So it's like,
yeah,
I'm in that weird like bridge where like nobody's really my age.
Yeah, well, you know what? So like you're in the middle.
But then I act a lot younger too, though.
Yeah, well, it's like weird. So like you're in the middle. Mm-hmm. Everyone's either younger than you or older than you. So then like the people that are older than you just assume that you're the same age as the other people. So you kind of get like brushed into them, even though like you're in that awkward middle.
Yeah,
like where you love Jared Leto, but nobody else loves Jared Leto.
Oh my god, that's a name we haven't mentioned in forever.
I know. I feel like I just like, something, isn't he Torin? I saw something.
Yeah, it's just one of those things. It's like coworkers will like ask how old I am.
Anyway.
Oh my god, one of my autographs just fell down. That scared the hell out of me. Because it didn't like just fall, it like did like this weird move like in the air, and I just saw something flying and I was like, oh my god.
Hold on. We have to paint this portrait for our podcast listeners. Kat has hanging on her wall headshots of actors, soap actors, I'm assuming. Autographed headshots hanging on her wall.
Yes, soap opera actors.
Kat is forever young. And speaking of being forever young, I think we should get into this hot night of television. This is a wild night of television, just like they all are.
Okay, what happened on TV?
All right.
February 11th, 2000.
So much happened. We're going to get into it. I had to shorten this list because now we have like UPN and WB, and I was like, we can't include it all. We have to make some cuts. So we're just gonna focus on the big four.
Okay.
All right. Sorry, WB. Sorry, UPN.
I feel like there was nothing special on a Friday night on the WB or UPN.
There was like a movie on UPN, and then there was like the Jamie Foxx show on WB, and I was like, I am not talking about the Jamie Foxx show on this podcast. Sorry, Jamie Foxx. Call me. Be my temporary cat if you want, but we're not talking about your show. All right. You ready for ABC? We're going to start off with the Alphabet Network.
Okay. What was happening on TGIF this night? Because it was still TGIF.
Yeah. So, like, I think this is the end of TGIF, like the end of the branding.
Yeah. I feel like when Boy Meets World ended, TGIF really ended. Like, it was the last stronghold.
Yeah. Then it just became like a Friday night of television.
And, like, they try to rebrand, but they just... ABC doesn't know how to do it.
Yeah, I feel like ABC just likes to just throw shit at the wall and see what sticks. That's like like, hey, like we should do Cougar Town, and then it's like, no, we don't want to do Cougar Town anymore. Let's just focus on Modern Family. Kind of thing.
Like they're just a little lost.
Yeah, or they want to keep making TV shows that are like Lost, and they will never be lost. Like there's a new show now called like Crossing Over or something, and they keep just like spouting Lost in the in their like, ads, like from the network that brought you Lost. I'm like, girl, Lost is 15 years old now. Like no one is like clamoring for Lost.
Like we're gonna go on to the Netflix or pull out our DVDs and watch Lost if that's what we want to watch.
Yeah, we're not gonna watch Crossing Over or whatever. Who cares? All right. Let's just get into it. Let's forget that. Forget that tangent.
Yeah. What was on TGIF this night?
Things kick off with a full hour. Yes, a full fucking hour of Boy Meets World. 2 back-to-back episodes of the sitcom we're about to dive into. So hold tight. We'll get there. Eventually. Sorry for the singing.
Eventually.
All right. You ready for ABC 9 p.m.?
Okay, let's hear it.
Uh-oh. A drop-in with our favorite witch that is not Samantha, or Willow from Buffy, or Tara from Buffy, or our gal pals from Charmed. Sabrina! Just kidding, just kidding. She's not our favorite witch.
Whoa, that was shady.
Yeah, let's move on from this. And but listen to our previous episodes in which we dip into the wacky world of Sabrina when she goes to Walt Disney's Animal Kingdom. It's a hoot. Our episode, that is, not the actual show we watched.
Yeah.
As of right now, the only Sabrina the Teenage Witch that we honor is the one played by Kiernan Shipka, and which I've yet to see, but I know it's going to be awesome.
Oh my god, we are going to binge watch the heck out of that.
Yes, we're going to binge watch it, and we are going to recast. Anytime we ever do an episode of Sabrina the Teenage Witch on our podcast, we're going to recast her with Kiernan Shipka. And we'll just say, what would Kiernan Shipka do?
Okay, so what was after the Teenage Witch?
All right, any guesses? This is a wild one.
It Takes Two, starring the Olsen twins.
No, I think that was already done. Like, I think that was
okay.
The Hugleys, which I've never watched this.
Oh.
But I didn't even know this was a T.G.I.F show. I thought this was like a Tuesday night show.
Oh, I think it's one of those ones that started on Tuesday night and then they moved to T.G.I.F.
Oh, like the ratings weren't hot on Tuesday night, so then they're like, you know what? Let's just move it to Friday.
Yeah, see, like I said, this is like the tail end. This is like Boy Meets World was the last stronghold.
Yeah, so I never watched the show, but I know it stars comedian D.L. Hughley and Elise Nail, and it's like kind of like your typical family-oriented sitcom. It was on ABC from 1998 to 2000, before being ushered off to UPN, where it slowly fizzled away into nothing. But hold on, I got a hot scoop on the Hughleys. You want to hear this hot scoop?
Okay, let's hear it.
I will point out. It has a recurring character played by our gal pal, Thelma Hopkins. Rachel of Family Matters fame had a recurring role on the show as Paulette, Yvonne's mother. And Yvonne is the aforementioned Elise Nail. So shout out to Thelma Hopkins for making kind of a second appearance on our T.G.I.F string of episodes.
Okay.
Yeah, we love Rachel from Family Matters. She's the voice of reason on that show. So I'm glad that she got work. She still works. She is living the dream. She is just...
Well, don't forget, she was also on Bosom Buddies.
Yeah. So she was just always working. And she still is always working. So, Thelma Hopkins, we salute you. This one's for you, girl. This one's for you. Be my temporary cat.
What? Stop recasting me, Patrick.
Oh, it's going to be... this episode is going to be... It's going to be one of those ones who's knocking on the door now? Oh, it's Thelma Hopkins.
Stop it.
Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait till when Kat goes on a way to take care of her sick aunt in a spooky mansion. I'll be doing podcast episodes while she's in the spooky mansion, taking care of her sick aunt and warding off ghosts.
What does Patrick think my life is? Because my life is nothing like that. And you know it.
Yeah, Kat finds out that she has a long lost aunt that lives in Transylvania. She has to go take care of her for the weekend or something. And then she gets kidnapped by a vampire, and the boy has to go and save her.
Yeah, I don't think the boy's coming to save me.
Oh, well, someone will come and save you.
Because our cat is single again. 100%.
Dream Man, maybe? Maybe Dream Man?
Ooh, Dream Man?
And his bulldog and his other dog.
Dream Man. Hi, Dream Man.
Hey, Dream Man. Hi, Tito. Is that the name of the dog I like?
Yes.
Do I have to bleep that name out?
No.
Shout out to Tito.
I'll let you keep that one in.
That's another clue. Are you ready for ABC 10 p.m.? Do you have any guesses?
2020.
You know it, girl. Oh, yeah, 2020 Babs. A gal pal, Babs Walters, Hugh Downs, John Stossel.
Yes.
Other people. Are you ready for CBS? Are you ready for the Tiffany Network?
I have no clue what the Tiffany Network provided this evening.
All right. This is a wild night of television. We're going to get in. All right. Get ready to cry. Pull out a box of tissues. Over at CBS, 8 p.m. An hour. Yes, a full hour. A special. The Good Grief, Charlie Brown. A tribute to Charles Schultz.
Oh.
All right. Listen to the story. I remember this happening, and I forgot about it until yesterday morning when I wrote this. So, Good Grief, Charlie Brown, A Tribute to Charles Schultz is a documentary special that featured basically famous cartoonists. So it had Jim Davis of Garfield fame, Matt Groening of The Simpsons fame, Walter Cronkite was in it for some reason, and Kathy Geiswhite of Kathy the Comic Strip fame. And it was a biographical look into Charles Schultz's life as told by his peers. And hold on, this is wild. So it's February 11th?
Yeah.
February 11th, 2000. Charles Schultz died the next day after this tribute to him aired.
Whoa.
And then the following day, on Sunday, February 13th, the final Peanuts comic strip was published. And it was actually slated to end that day anyway. Like Charles Schulz was retiring. And he died the night before his final comic strip aired. It was published. So it's like very poetic that Charles died along with like the Peanuts gang. So like it's very, very sad. I don't know. Like I read this and I remember this happening. I just remember being like, whoa. I was shook as fuck.
Like that's me right now. I'm totally shook right now.
Yeah, I remember waking up on February 13th. It was the day before Valentine's Day, the year 2000. And I was like, oh my God, the final Peanuts is going to be published right now. And I ran in and I read it. And I was like, oh, wow, that was like a very fitting end. And then I signed on to AOL. And you know how like whenever you sign on, like the headline of the day would be like right there in your face?
Yeah, they'd have like the little news story thing.
Yeah, they'd be like a page that just said like, Charles Schulz, dead.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, he died. And I just read his final Peanuts strip. But I didn't know that there was like a TV special, though.
That is wild.
And you want to hear something even wilder?
Yes, always.
All right, CBS 9 p.m. Are you familiar with a show called Now and Again?
I recognize the title.
I'm going to get into it. And then I'm going to tell you who was on the show. So, this is a wild show.
Okay.
I used to actually watch it. It was sci-fi oriented and... kind of like, but it was like dramatic too. Like it also got into like home life. So it was like weird. It was kind of like a weird show. It was always on Friday nights. So it stood no chance, but it was a one season wonder. And it revolves around the United States government engineering the perfect body for espionage purposes. But the project like isn't fully realized. It's not finished. So there's some like weird glitches. So anyway, John Goodman. Yes, our boy toy, John Goodman, is in the pilot and in flashbacks. So he plays a man. He gets drunk one night and he's like, I don't know, like at a subway or something.
Okay.
And he like bumps into somebody by accident and he like falls on the train tracks. He gets run over and dies. So he's technically dead. But then a scientist working for a super secret government lab like removes his brain and he implants it into the body of like one of the engineered bodies. And it's actor Eric Close. You know Eric Close, right?
Yes, I think.
All right, so he plants it into Eric Close. And like now he is in this engineered body. He has the brain of John Goodman's character. but now he's like fit and energetic. So he goes on like top secret missions and like stop terrorists. But part of he has to like sign a weird contract. So they're like, all right, you can never like contact your family again.
Oh my God.
As far as they know you're dead. But he like secretly finds a way to communicate with his family. So like while he's on these like weird crazy missions and like stopping terrorists and stuff, they'll like cut over to like his family life.
Uh-huh.
And like his family going through like the trials and tribulations of his death. And then they'll occasionally flash back to like just weird family stuff with like John Goodman and like his family. So it's a weird show. It was such a weird show. It was so good. I loved it. And it ended on a cliffhanger and it never came back.
Well, yeah, it sounds like it.
But it was so great. And I don't think it never came out on DVD. I don't think it's available anywhere. And I don't know. If we ever find an episode, we have to do it. I think you'll like it because like it's such like a mishmash of so many genres.
Uh-huh.
And it was so confused. The show Once and Again also came out the same year, so they always got like intermingled somehow.
You mean Now and Again?
Now and Again is the show I'm talking about, but the show it always got confused with was Once and Again.
It was Once and Again.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like people like because they came out the same year.
Okay, so yeah, and they had the similar titles. Like that's why I was like, the title sounds familiar, but I feel like this isn't right because I was thinking about the other show.
Yeah, with Shane West and stuff, and it was like a super deep family show.
Yeah, with like Celia Ward or something.
Yeah, Celia Ward was in it, and
Kimberly Williams.
Yeah, and the guy that plays Jennifer Lopez's boyfriend on Enough. Billy Campbell, I think is his name.
Yeah, once and again.
You ready for CBS 10 p.m.?
Yes.
Let's get ready to spend an hour with Nash Bridges, starring our boy toy Don Johnson and Cheech Marin. And you watched the show, right?
No.
Oh,
I never watched that show.
I love the show. This was a great show. This series followed a smart alecky San Francisco, California cop and his get rich quick scheme of a partner, Cheech Marin, and they have to keep tabs on crime and take down the bad guys in the Bay Area. And like it had fun guest stars and recurring regulars like Yasmin Bleeth, Kelly Hu of Sunset Beach fame, and Stone Cold Steve Austin was in some episodes, and oodles of others over the years. So it was great. It was a great show. It was fun.
Okay.
Just very...
It was never a show that I got into because I...
Sorry you don't like it. I apologize.
I watched the ABC lineup.
Well, sorry. I moved on into CBS territory. I was watching Now and Again and Nash Bridges. All right. Well, let's get through NBC. You ready for NBC tonight?
Yes, I am.
Things started off at 8 p.m. with Providence. You know Providence, right?
Yes, I have friends that were like obsessed with it. It's that show about the lawyer who moved back home, or no, was it a doctor?
Yeah, she was a plastic surgeon in Beverly Hills, and I guess something happened. She had to return to her hometown, Providence, Rhode Island, and I don't know. I never really watched it, but I just like always thought it was funny because like they made it seem glamorous, but like Providence is a ghetto, so I was like, why are they making like this seem to be like a great show? Like Providence sucks.
Yeah, just like it's one of those things where you're like, really, this is where you're gonna set your show?
Yeah, and it starred Melina. Cana Caritas? Is that how you say her name?
I think so.
I get a feeling that she didn't like the show because I was reading just yesterday. I just read that like the series like ended suddenly on like a mid-season finale. Because it was supposed to come back, but like Melina just like didn't want to do the show anymore. She's like, "Fuck this show. The show sucks," and just like was done.
Yeah,
I was like, "Girl, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm moving on. I think I'm gonna do a movie. I think I'm gonna like do a movie or two.
I'm gonna go like try and do something else, and then I feel like she's one of those actresses you see coming out with a series every so often, and you're like, well, that's not gonna last.
Yeah. Very like she's always doing like mid-season replacements. Yeah. I feel like she's probably on like a show that's been on for like 10 years right now. We have no idea.
And we're just like, eh.
All right, you ready for NBC 9 p.m.? Do you have any guesses?
I have no clue.
Dateline.
Okay.
I kind of remember Dateline being on Friday nights. Maria Shriver was a Dateline, right? Was that her?
No, what's her face from Providence has definitely done the whole like series. Okay, well, she was on a CSI New York for like 6 years.
Yeah, and her and Gary Sinise.
She did an episode of Hawaii Five-0. She did a couple of series that didn't last very long. She's on The Resident now.
Oh yeah. She plays the the PR gal on The Resident.
No, she's like research surgeon or something.
Yeah, she has like a weird job, like an important job. And everyone doesn't like her.
Yeah, I've only seen like 2 episodes of The Resident. I have like a backlog of stuff on my DVR.
Yeah, I watched it and I was like, I'm already over this show. This show's already annoying.
I was like, yeah, it's interesting.
It's no ER.
I'll watch more, but I haven't. I haven't watched a lot of stuff though lately, so to be fair.
I have a hard time watching medical shows because I work in a hospital and
yes,
none of them are ER.
Like none of these shows are ER, and we love our ER. Like seriously, I sat down the other day and I watched like 5 episodes of ER on pop.
Yeah, and then like whenever I watch like a hospital show, I'm always like, oh, it feels like I'm at work.
Like if there were shows about call centers, yeah, that's how I would feel.
Outsourced? Wasn't that a show on NBC at one point in time?
I don't know. There's been a while where I haven't watched NBC.
All right. You ready for speaking of NBC? You ready for NBC 10 p.m.? Let's get this out.
Yeah,
of the way.
What was on at 10 p.m.?
All right, we are in. And I didn't even realize this was on Friday nights. This seems like weird to me. Law and Order SVU.
Oh, that's what I was watching.
Yeah, first season. Maybe it was a rerun because like I just feel like why would NBC like just like shun the show to like a Friday night slot? I don't know. Like I'm so confused by this.
No, I think it did start out on Fridays.
Oh, okay. Well, weird. I don't know. Like I feel like it's their bread and butter now, and it's like, hey,
yeah, like everything lives and dies on SVU.
Yeah, like everything like focuses around. There's like 11 shows on NBC right now that all take place in the same universe.
But no, that's the Chicago universe now.
Yeah, no, but the Chicago universe is spun off from the Law and Order universe.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, they're all connected.
Everything's connected.
So that means that Chicago Fire and Chicago Police and Chicago Heat or whatever, they're also tied in with the X-Files because Munch.
And they're all tied into homicide life on the street.
Munch, the actual character Munch, was on an episode of the X-Files. All right.
Yeah, I know.
Sorry, Kat. Maybe our listeners don't know that.
Sorry, Kat's maybe a little bitchy.
You always forget we have listeners. All right, let's get through Fox real quick.
I think our listeners are smarter than you think they are. So, boo.
Let's get through Fox real quick. We got 2 things on Fox: World's Wildest Police Videos on at 8. You know, I don't have to really get into it. You know what happens: police chases.
Yeah.
OJ references, more police chases, maybe a girl in a bikini.
Yeah, sounds about right.
All right, Fox 9 p.m. Greed. Do you remember Greed?
No.
It was a game show on Fox. Chuck Woolery was the host.
This is like before the real like game show explosion.
Well, it was probably around the same time.
Or is this right around? This is right around that
Yeah,
time.
I think like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire was like the first.
Yeah.
That was definitely like the first. And then like Fox was like, oh fuck, we need to do a game show. And they came out with Greed.
Mm-hmm.
And then CBS was like, fuck you all, and they created Survivor. And then here we are today. We have
got
like
Survivor and Big Brother as our game shows.
now we have like Who Wants to Get Pregnant First? Like shows like that. That was this night of television. Wild Nights Are Calling. And they did. I think you should take us into
okay.
7 the Hard Way. Should we do a quick background on the previous episode just because I watched the previous episode?
Yes. Okay, so
I have a couple hot takes on it too, like just real quick ones though.
Okay. So the previous episode is basically a prank war breaks out among the group, and it starts when Corey and Sean, one of them parks their car in Rachel's parking spot, and she gets like super pissed, and it just like snowballs from there where everybody's like pulling pranks on each other and fighting, and everybody's fighting with each other. Nobody wants Eric on their team. Like, they divide. They're having a war. It's really stupid.
Now, I want to ask you a question. I have a question on this.
Okay.
Did I dream this? Because I was like, popped the Benadryl right before I watched this episode, or Tylenol PM or something. Some kind of sleeping medication.
Okay.
Did Corey and Eric, is that his friend's name? What's his friend's name?
No, Sean.
Corey and Sean. Did Corey and Sean put a car in a dorm room?
Yes, they did.
How did they do it? I need to know. I fucking need to know.
I don't know. Plus, they did it while the girls were sleeping.
Yeah, they fucking moved like a convertible into a fucking dorm room.
Yeah.
And the dorm room, their dorm room is like the size of the Friends apartment, like the show Friends.
Yeah.
Like one of them. It's enormous. Literally, all right, this isn't a visual podcast, but Kat can see the size of the room that I'm recording in right now through camera. That is literally like the size of my dorm room.
Yeah.
Like, it was that big. And 2 people had to live in it. Now, there's no room for a fucking car. If a car was in here, we would be crushed.
Yeah, like...
we would die. TV college, dorm rooms are like the size of like football fields.
Yeah, exactly. Like, cars are huge.
And multiple people live in them. And there's like a common area. And there's like 11 computers. And there's like... a million posters, and there's like neon signs from bars. And I mean, I found ways to squeeze them into my dormitory type rooms, but they're more spread out on television. And on top of all that, there's a fucking like hot red convertible.
Yeah. Hot red little like Beetle convertible.
I have another question.
Yes.
Corey and Topanga got married the previous season, or this like the season that we're in?
Yes, they're married. The season we're in.
Okay. And there's a dorm. Is it Pembroke? Is that the name of the college?
Yeah.
All right. Pembroke has special dorms for married couples.
Yeah, did your college not have that? My college had that.
What?
Yeah. It was called family housing.
This is new to me.
Really? Yeah, we had family housing. Like, okay, so like I think my freshman year they actually were like going to demolish the family housing buildings. So the next year they were going to put the families in with like the rest of like general population in the on-campus apartments, because we had apartments on campus for like once you were like a sophomore, junior, senior, or whatever, and you wanted to live on campus.
A radical idea to me. And then I'm like starting to think. I was like, all right, did the writers of Boy Meets World only marry Corey and Topanga just so they can have them fuck and not have it like be like premarital sex?
Well, okay. So, Michael Jacobs has actually said that, because they did a poll on abc.com. This is like way back in the day. Like, should Corey and Topanga get married?
And people said yes.
And overwhelmingly, yes. Like, the network was like, no, they're too young. Let's keep them engaged. Don't get the end. But they did the poll, and it broke the abc.com website back in the day.
This was like the version of like Kim Kardashian's like ass on the internet with like a champagne bottle. This Corey and Topanga, should they get married? That was the 2000 version of Kim Kardashian's ass and pussy.
Like that, like broke the internet. Like,
and I literally don't remember this. So
it was like a major thing. So yeah.
Was their wedding night the first time that they engaged in fornication?
Yes, it was.
Okay, wild. That's like and this is probably because this was like a family show on an 8 p.m. and it's like They didn't want to be like, hey, the two stars of our show are fucking.
Yeah, like, Corey and Topanga were going to have sex on prom night.
Oh, but they backed away.
But then they didn't.
Oh.
And there was like this whole like accidental thing where Corey's parents were in the room next door.
Oh.
Having a romantic night to celebrate the fact that they were pregnant again with baby Josh.
You know what? That did not stop me when I was 17, 18 years old. Just because my parents were in a room next door. You can find a way to be quiet. You can find a way.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Unrealistic. I think that's unrealistic. In real life, Corey would have fucking popped all over them.
Well, if Topanga would let him, that was the thing.
I'm sure
Topanga
she would.
Wasn't letting him get anywhere.
I don't know. It's only because she was on TV.
Maybe.
They had a image to uphold. I think in real life, they would have been fucking... Where did they live? Philadelphia?
Yeah.
They would have been fucking all... Like, they would have been on the Liberty Bell. They would have been in the bar from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia fucking... And
oh my God.
Other famous Philadelphia landmarks. They'd have been fucking all over it. But nope. ABC is like, nope, can't happen. We have to marry them, and they have to live in a weird married couple dorm.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, like, and then like as soon as they get married, they instantly become like an old married couple, like right away, like right off the bat.
Well, they were already an old married couple. Really.
But like the episode that we like the two that I watched anyway. I don't know about you. You apparently just watched like one episode. They totally just like argue like they've been married for like 50 years.
Well, because like they sort of in a weird way have.
Yeah, like it's the only thing they only know each other.
Yeah, they're really like basically they've only ever dated each other except for like all those random like short things Corey had before he got with Topanga.
Oh, kind of like his brother Fred Savage on the Wonder Years, like all the weird like non-Winnie Cooper conquests.
Yeah.
Like, hey, let's give Kevin Arnold, is that his name?
On Wonder Years, yes.
Let's give Kevin Arnold like a weird girlfriend for like 2 episodes. And then, let's give him another weird girlfriend. Let's give him a third weird girlfriend.
Just let's reiterate that none of these girls are Winnie Cooper, but in the end, he doesn't end up with Winnie.
No. So, yeah, shout out to being realistic. But not on Boy Meets World. Yeah. We'll just get that out of the way. Corey and Topanga end up with each other. And according to the sequel series, they're still together. Yeah. As far as we know. We'll
get into that in a bit because Kat's got notes.
Kat's got scoops. All right. And I have one last question.
Okay.
Well, it's not really a question. It's kind of like a comment. All right.
Okay.
What's the name of the girl in the Shenanigans episode? What's the name? Is it Rachel?
The redhead? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So Rachel, I feel bad for her. Because one, she doesn't matter in the grand scheme of the Boy Meets World friend group.
She really doesn't.
No. She thought she could like intermingle her way in and like be important and make an impact on this friend group, but in the end, she sucks. But she felt sexy one day. She dated Matthew Lawrence, right?
I think.
What's her character's name? What's his character's name?
Jack.
All right. So
yeah, Rachel and Jack. Like there's a weird triangle between Eric, Rachel, and Jack the season before.
Okay.
But like that caused Eric to move out, and like because they all lived in the apartment together, and then they're like things got really weird. Like everybody was moving around, apartment swapping, room swapping before Corey and Topanga got married.
Rachel and Jack dated. And one day, Rachel was feeling a little sexy.
Yeah.
And she's like, you know what? I'm going to throw on some lingerie. I'm going to like tease my hair a little. Jack, busted out his camera or something. And he took some like sexy revealing photos of Rachel. And they were good. Like they weren't like horrible photos. They were like very well done, very well put together, very polished. Looks very polished. Like it could have been on the cover of like FHM or Maxim or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
As part of one of the pranks, Corey and Sean and Jack, I guess, was part of this too.
Yes.
Okay, like, so Jack probably shared these photos. He's like, hey, check out my girlfriend.
No, well, okay, Sean got the photo from Jack because he knew where Jack kept it.
Yeah, and they gave us supposed to be like a private thing.
Yeah, he was like, hey, Sean, check out what Rachel took for me.
Corey and Sean decide to make like a cardboard cutout sized poster, I guess is the word I'm looking for.
A print. They made multiple large scale prints of this picture and hung them up in the student union.
Life-size prints. And Rachel walked out of her class one day, was strolling through the student union building, and she saw it. And everyone was like extras basically saw the pictures, and they were teasing her, slut shaming her for wanting to be sexy. And it angered me. I was fucking angered because I am against slut shaming. Sorry.
Yes.
But you shouldn't shame a woman because she wants to be sexy, she wants to be hot, she wants to be promiscuous. No, don't do it. That's the PSA of this podcast.
No.
So stop doing that on TV shows and stop making it seem like it's a horrible thing.
Where is our Robbie Sinclair PSA when we need it?
I know. Like, I felt like a part of me was like, you know what? You know what'd be great right now if Rachel, the character of Rachel, just like stepped away and she's like, hey, I'm embarrassed just because like, you know, it's me in lingerie that I thought was a private photo.
Mm.
But you people that are snickering at me and like giving me dirty stank eye, fuck you, because I'm sure you have kinks that you like too, and don't shame me for it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's my PSA. So yeah, so that part of the episode kind of angered me. I was kind of like annoyed by that.
This is where Corey and Sean went too far.
Yeah, they definitely went too far. Like like putting a fucking car in a dorm room, like, I mean, technically should be going too far. Like, but Mr. Feeney had like zero problems with that for some reason.
He's like, whatever, boys, go on. And then this is where like everything gets to be. This is where like all the cracks start to show. Yeah,
this is the catalyst for the next episode, because I guess like initially Topanga sides with Corey and Sean over like the car prank, because she's like, wow, that was like a really good prank. So she like kind of sides with Corey and Sean.
Mm-hmm.
Then the sexy photo prank is revealed, and like Topanga's kind of like, oh, you know what? It's kind of a dick move. Sorry, Corey and Sean. Like,
guys, you went too far.
Yeah, like I need to like step away. Like, and then like she felt bad. She like went to Rachel. She's like, you know what? I had no part in this. I definitely was like part of like the prank wars, but I didn't. They went behind my back and they did this on their own. Everything gets kind of weird here. Yeah. So it leads into the next episode, and I think you should take us into the next episode.
Okay, so the next episode starts. The next episode is Seven the Hard Way, which is the one we are focusing on. And it starts with everybody is mad at each other. Beanie and Eric have gathered the group into a classroom. They're going to try and force them to make up.
Well, all right, hold on. Before we get to that, I want to comment on the college classroom. The college classroom, to me, looked like a high school classroom. Like, it was tiny. It had like 6 seats.
Did you not have small classrooms at your college?
I did, but did you have like 6 seats in your class? Like there was.
I mean, I definitely had some rooms that were only like 10 chairs. Yeah. But I went to a small college too.
I had like a lot of people in my classes.
Really?
My smallest class was probably like 30 people.
Really? Wow.
And I thought that was like huge. I was like, oh my God, there's 30 people in this class. What the fuck? Who are all these people? Mm-hmm. Why is there an old lady in my class?
Oh my God, do you realize we would be the old ladies in our classes?
Like, why is Cindy Walsh here? What is Carol Potter? Like, famous actress and life coach or whatever. Psychiatrist? What does she do now? She's like a shrink or something?
I don't know.
Stephen DeFury knows. Shout out to Stephen.
But yeah.
We talked about this on Why Not Your
I mean, at least it didn't still look like a high school classroom. It looked like a college classroom.
I don't know. It looked like a high school classroom to me. And like they had those weird like desks that they have in high school. Like at least in my high school, like the ones that are like the desk is attached to the chair.
You didn't have those in college?
No, we had like tables. We had like little.
We had those in college.
I didn't have those in college. I had
them in my college.
I had them in high school.
I had them in high school too, but I had them in college as well.
Oh, in college we had like either seats, like actually just like chairs, and then we had to like write on our laps, or we had tables.
Yeah, so no, like I definitely had like some classrooms where we had those high school like chairs with the desk on top. I mean, we also had like the auditorium type rooms where you had the chair that had the flip up desktop.
Yeah, like the How I Met Your Mother auditorium type rooms.
Yeah.
Like that was like most of my college rooms, and like then we had a few rooms that had like tables, so like people like sat next to you, like on little like.
Yeah, like I had a couple that had tables, but it was mostly it depended on the building, how old the building was at my school too.
Yeah, I guess you're right. And then, but like, I had like a speech class. My speech class was like in the theater building. Mm-hmm. And it was just like an open room, and like we sat on the floor. Like it felt very like I don't know, like I was in like drama club or something.
No, see, like okay, in my theater classes, you either had a theater class in the actual theater room, like the actual theater,
okay,
and or in black box theater where like there would be chairs like you would pull out and sit up, or like there were a couple of classrooms that had like the desk chairs,
okay,
the chair desk things.
Yeah, see, I never had desk chairs in college. So I don't know, like it's wild to me. So that's the room. Mr. Feeney is like trying to talk sense into these kids, basically saying, hey,
And it's really Eric more than Feeny, though.
Oh, is it?
Like, Eric and Feeny are both, like, trying to do this, but Feeny kind of, like, just doesn't know what to do at this point with these people. Like, he's like, okay, we're gonna do what we do in the kindergarten class. We're gonna take out, like, a piece of lined paper and you're gonna write what you like about each other.
Can we sidestep?
Okay.
Can we sidestep on Mr. Feeny for a bit? There's so much I want to get into him. All right, so Mr. Feeny, Corey and Eric's neighbor.
Yes.
They grew up. They lived next to him. He was kind of like the Wilson.
Mm-hmm.
Corey like always went to like his backyard and had like a heart-to-heart talk with him. And Mr. Feeny would teach him some like important life lesson. Or not just Corey, like sometimes Eric and sometimes like Corey's dad or Corey's mom. Like
yeah, Eric, the parents. I think the only one we never saw go to Mr. Feeny was Morgan.
I was going to say, like, did Morgan go? Like, did Morgan have... Like, Morgan went to Mr. Feeny, like, hey, no one knows who I am. I'm invisible.
It's like, hey, I've vanished for, like, a year and a half, and now I look different. What's up?
Yeah, now I'm 5 years older or something. Did they age her up? I feel like they did.
Yeah, I think she got aged up a little bit.
She went, like, oh, I'm going to go in the playroom and, like, play with She-Ra. And then like, she came back and she's like, hey, I just got my driver's license, guys.
It wasn't that bad. But it's like, now I'm a sassy little sister.
I have a personality. It's like Eric Cartman. It's my hot body. I can do what I want kind of thing. But, I'm Morgan. I can do what I want. So, all right. So Mr. Feeny always lived next to Corey and Eric. And initially, he was Eric's teacher, I guess.
Yes, it began with Corey in 6th grade.
And then he became Corey's teacher, like middle school teacher. That was when the show began, I believe, like 5th or 6th grade or something. And then, oh, lo and behold, hold on. Now that Corey's in high school, Mr. Feeny has to move over to the high school. Oh, okay, that's somewhat believable.
What I loved about that, though, is that Feeny lived next door to them. I did not tell, like, anybody that he got promoted to, like, the high school.
Oh, yeah. So, like, they went in, like Corey went to the high school, and I was like, Mr. Feeny's there, like, first day, like, day one. Like, shit, I wasn't expecting to see him.
Yeah, it's like, I can't escape you. And then he follows them to college.
Yeah, then he goes and follows fucking them to college. Like, creepy vibes. I don't know. I'm like, all right, I know Mr. Feeny is
Hey, he did not follow them to New York, though. He stayed in Philadelphia.
Or did he? Like,
no, he stayed. But Corey kept in touch with
I
him.
could see, like, Mr. Feeny being, like, the building super that, like, Corey and Topanga live in.
He wasn't. No. He stayed in Philadelphia. We saw Mr. Feeny on Girl Meets World, I promise.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, I'm surprised. Like, Mr. Feeny to become, like, the super or something. Like, hey, Corey, I'm the super of your building.
No, his life is not a sitcom as much as Corey wants it to be.
I retired!
Because Corey wanted Sean to move into an empty apartment in the building so that he and Sean could be neighbors. And Sean was like, this is not how life works, Corey.
Ryder Strong's like, girl, I am not being on a fucking Disney Channel show. Sorry, dude. Sorry. I'm going to go back to doing nothing.
No, he directs now.
I'm going to go back to doing absolutely nothing. Oh, what does he do?
He does directing. He and his brother Shiloh direct.
Shiloh? He has a brother named Shiloh?
Yeah, his brother Shiloh was on the TV show The Mommies.
Okay.
That sitcom. Do you remember that sitcom?
No, I don't. I know the show Mom with Anna Faris.
No, not that crap.
I love Mom. Shout out to Anna Faris. Temporary cat, future temporary cat.
Stop replacing me.
Bring your bangs. Come with your bangs. And bring Chris Pratt, too.
They're getting divorced, dude.
I know, but I feel like they can come on and talk about it. They can talk it out. Maybe I could be like their Dr. Drew and like salvage the relationship.
You can't salvage something when he slept with Jennifer Lawrence.
Ooh, he fucked Jennifer Lawrence?
Dude, I need to just like copy and paste all the blind items to you every day.
You already do. I just don't have time to read them all. Let's get back to our college classroom. I think I'm over the Feeny corner. Should that be like a name? Like, what should we call it? Feeny corner? Or should we call it?
Yeah,
the Feeny files.
The Feeny.
I like Feeny files.
Feeny files. Yeah. So yeah. Eric and Feeny are
today on the Feeny files.
They're trying to like get these people to talk and work things out, and then some things start to spill out. Where Eric says something like, we've been friends all our lives. And Jack's like, that's not true. We haven't been.
Yeah, and Rachel's like, I've literally been in this friend group for 11 minutes.
Yeah, like.
And you've seen my boobs.
And then it starts to point out that, like, you have the two sets of brothers. You've got Eric and Corey. You've got Sean and Jack. And then you've got Corey and Topanga who are married. And you've got Sean and Angela who are dating. But where does Rachel fit in? Rachel doesn't fit in.
No.
She's not even dating Jack anymore. She has no place in this group. In all honesty, if she had not moved in with Jack and Eric, she would not be part of this group at all. There's like no reason for her to be part of this group.
I think the show tried to force her to be something.
And can we be honest? If Angela hadn't dated Sean, she wouldn't have been part of this group either.
No. Angela and Rachel would have been cast to the side. Just cast to the side as forgotten, recurring characters. But don't they both turn up on Girl Meets World at one point?
One of them does and the other does not.
Angela, I'm sure, turns up, right?
Yeah, Angela turns up.
Yeah, Angela is definitely, I think, more memorable than Rachel. Like, I actually like Angela. Like, Angela is a fun character. Like, I enjoyed her. Like, I watched this episode and I was like, oh, I forgot how much I liked Angela. And then I saw Rachel and I was like, I forgot about Rachel. Like, Rachel sucked. Like, I think we talked about in the podcast before, like, anyone named Rachel sucks. Except for Rachel from Family Matters.
Except for Rachel Green.
And Rachel Green. Sorry, two Rachels. And Rachel Bilson. Sorry. So maybe this is like a bad theory?
Yeah, I think you have a bad theory there.
I don't know.
You got a bad hypothesis.
I forget which, like, shitty Rachel we were talking about, though.
I don't even remember.
The Shitty Rachel's Club is what we're summing it up to be.
You know, it was probably an episode of Friends we did, and where I had to defend Rachel.
You know what? I think it was because there was like the I Hate Rachel's Club.
Yeah, because we did the Brad Pitt episode.
Yeah, and I was like, yeah, you know what? I do hate Rachel. Like, all Rachels suck. Like, I've never met a Rachel that I liked. And then you started, but now here we go. We got Rachel Bilson and Rachel Green. And what was the other Rachel that I said? I already forgot. It was like literally 30 seconds ago.
So, yeah.
Sorry, Heather. Sorry.
Dude, you're a mess. You're a mess. We can't record after we've been up all night. We got to stop recording after one of us has been up all night. So, like, they start to. Corey thinks that, like, it's just a stupid little fight that'll be forgotten in a week. Everything will get cleared up. And Beanie's like, you know, it's the little fights that turn into big ones. And then you guys aren't friends anymore. And then Eric is, like, really the only one who's trying to work things out.
Yeah.
And then Rachel walks out. And no one goes after her.
Good for Rachel, though. You know what? If I were Rachel, I would have walked out too. And if anyone even tried to stop me, I would have just said, "Fuck off, guys.
Yeah,
I'm going that way." And I would have just turned my head. Probably transferred schools. I'd go like I'd probably move back home and like go to like community college or some online college, and just forget about those fucking assholes. That would be me. Like, so. You know what, Rachel, you suck, but I get you. I totally understand.
We get it, girl. We get it.
What you're going through. Yeah, we get it, girl. We feel shitty for you that you were like exposed, your body exposed to the whole school.
Yeah.
And then you were like slut shamed. And then this like friend group that you thought you were a part of, like, were like, no, I guess you're not part of our group after all, and just forgot about you. They just shunned you.
So nobody goes after her, and then we get the flash forward to 2006.
Yeah, we get a flash forward. We get a flash forward before flash forwards were a thing. Shout out to Lost again.
Yes, and now they're like all the rage still.
Yeah.
So we get this flash forward. It's 2006. It's Mr. Feeney's retirement.
Yeah.
And we start with Corey and Topanga arrive, and he's like already like ready to get out of there. Like, they've drove hours to be there. They're like, it's probably like a weekend trip into Philadelphia from wherever they live.
And I want to talk about, I want to bring up, so it's their college reunion or whatever.
It's not their college reunion. It's Feeney's retirement party.
Okay, yeah, I'm sorry. It's Feeney's retirement party. And the only people that are there are students.
Or like his former students. And like, yeah.
I didn't see any other faculty.
We didn't see his wife. We didn't see anybody.
Yeah, like you would have thought that maybe even like his old colleagues from high school and middle school days would have showed up, like just to like honor him.
Yeah.
But no.
There's no Mr. Turner at this point. Yeah.
It's only this like weird disconnected friend group, like and like 4 extras that show up.
Yeah. Corey's like desperate to leave. He just wants to get home to the baby.
Yeah.
And first they run into...
It's a boy though, right? Isn't it a baby boy?
It's what?
Isn't it a baby boy?
No, it's a baby girl.
Oh, I thought it was a boy for some reason.
No, it's a baby girl named Beverly Glenn.
Not Riley. Not Riley.
No, we'll get into that. We'll get into this.
Okay. All right.
Trust me.
She's got stuff up her sleeves.
So first they run into Angela, and it's so awkward. It's like when you run into that person who you were never really friends with.
Yeah.
Kind of feeling. But you like have to pretend like you were friends. They're like, hey, what's up?
Or it was like someone you made fun of in like in high school like all these years, and then you bump into them like 10 years later at a party, and you're like, hey, oh, you look pretty.
Or yeah, it's like that's what it reminded me of, is like when you run into that person you went to high school with but you never actually liked.
Yeah, and like it's like, what do you talk about kind of thing. It's like you're like struggling.
Yeah, it was like that's how like this whole thing was.
Yeah.
Like, these people were running into each other, and it is like they never liked each other. Because then Corey runs into Jack, and it is like super awkward. And we find out that Corey has become a CPA. And they have daughter Beverly Glenn, and Topanga doesn't think she wants to go back to work because she just wants to be a mom.
Wild stuff.
But Angela's like, you mean you're not partner yet?
You know what? I love that. All right, it's 2006. They've probably been out of college for like 2 years, and it's like, oh, you're not partner yet at your company?
Yeah, like, okay. A spoiler alert, Topanga eventually does become a partner in a law firm, but not until like the last episode of Girl Meets World.
Yeah, and it's like, so that's why I love it. So it's like 2006. They've been in college for 2 years, and it's like, oh, you're not partner at your law firm yet because you're this big hotshot lawyer?
Yeah, like, there's a lot of this where I'm just like, there's no way, like, 25-year-old Sean Hunter, like, had his stuff together enough for, like, where, none of these people had their stuff together enough for where they are.
No.
But, like, if you're imagining this, I could see you thinking this is where you could be.
Yeah, because, like, television, well, like, people in general just have, like, a weird idea of, like, visualizing the future. And I feel like if you're a television writer, you're writing for, like, a show for, like, teens, young people that are probably the same age as, like, Corey and Topanga and stuff at this point. Mm-hmm. And it's like, all right, they're, like, 18, 19 years old. Like, what were we, 18 years old when this episode aired?
Yeah, we were 18.
Yeah, so it's like, all right, we're 18 years old. And it flashes to the future. We're going, what is it, 7 years in the future? 6 years in the future?
Yeah, it's 7 years in the future.
7 years in the future. It's 2006. Ooga.
They're like full-on adults.
Yeah, so much has happened. Corey is a grown-ass man, but he's like 25, like 24.
Yeah.
Like, no, he's not a grown-ass man. Like, he's probably, like, made horrible mistakes. He has a baby. He probably doesn't know what the fuck he's doing as a dad. Yeah. Panga, like, probably started, like, got a good job, but had to stop working because, you know, she had a baby.
Yeah, like, you know, what gets me is they never really explained the whole, like, how Topanga balanced everything. And
it's like, oh, you mean you're going to be a new mom and become a partner at a law firm? No, it's not going to happen.
Yeah, it's just not going to happen.
You're gonna have long sleepless nights. It's weird. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I just love, like, television's expectations. Like even like Dawson's Creek did this too. Like when they, like, the final episode where they cut to the future and it's like, Dawson's like the next Spielberg overnight.
Yeah, Dawson's got a TV show, and Joey's working in publishing, and Pacey owns the ice house, and Jen's dying, but Jack's a teacher and hooking up with Deputy Doug.
Yeah, the most realistic thing in the series finale of Dawson's Creek is that Jen's dying. Like, that's like the only thing plausible that could ever happen. It's like, oh, she's dying? Okay, I believe that. Oh, Dawson has a TV show and is going to make a movie with...
Dawson has a TV show that is basically Dawson's Creek.
No, it ain't going to happen. He's like 23.
Yeah, Sean is like a freelance writer writing a bunch of stuff mostly for Rolling Stone. Which, okay, I'm sorry, that just sounds so silly now.
Yeah, Rolling Stone.
But like in 2000, that would have been like lit.
For some reason, my mind went to like the movie. Remember the movie Almost Famous, the Cameron Crowe movie?
Yes, I love the movie Almost Famous.
That's what I thought of. I just thought of...
you know I love my Cameron Crowe.
We know you love your Cameron Crowe. Shout out to Singles. I thought of the kid in Almost Famous. And he got to tour with, what was the name of the band? Stillwater or something? Mm-hmm. Yes, he got to tour with Stillwater, a.k.a. Led Zeppelin. I don't know. He wrote like a headline article that was in like a Rolling Stone issue, 1970-something.
Well, you know that really happened to Cameron Crowe.
Yeah, it was the Cameron Crowe story.
Yeah.
But it was Led Zeppelin, but he couldn't use Led Zeppelin, so he just said Stillwater. But
yeah.
They tried to do that with Sean. Like, they tried to Cameron Crowe...
Yeah.
/ Almost Famous Sean. And I'm like, no. I mean, I could see him becoming like a well-known writer, maybe. Mm-hmm. Maybe he wrote about like Nirvana or something, but like Rolling Stone doesn't have like a travel section though.
Yeah, like
sometimes they'll do like a political story or like maybe they'll get into like a murder or something, but like they don't. It's like they don't have like a travel column, like a monthly travel column. It's like, hey,
yeah, I can't see Sean Hunter writing like about music. Like that doesn't yeah, like I don't know. And like back then I probably totally bought this when I was like 18. Oh yeah, Sean writes for Rolling Stone.
Just because Sean has curtained hair doesn't mean that he is super into grunge, I guess. I don't know. Who knows?
I don't even know. Like at this point it wasn't even grunge anymore.
No, like it was Vertical Horizon or something.
Yeah, it was So,
Third Eye Blind.
it's the Backstreet Boys.
Sean didn't listen to the Backstreet Boys, though.
And then,
All right, sidestep. What do you think they were in? Like, what do you think their musical tastes were? Let's go through the cast.
actually, the girls were into the boy band.
Yeah, I can see that. And
because they had Backstreet Boys posters in their rooms.
Oh, okay. Do you think Topanga liked Cisco?
No.
No. Who do you think like Rachel and Angela like Cisco?
I don't think so.
I don't know. Cisco is fucking hot shit in my school, so I'm just like trying to think like.
Yeah, I don't know.
They're in college, getting drunk at a party, singing the thong song, and like I don't know, stripping down.
You know who Topanga likes? Shakira.
Ooh. Yeah, I could see her liking Shakira.
Her hips don't lie.
Yeah, or what's that one?
It's a really awkward joke on Girl Meets World.
What was that like first Shakira single? Like the one like My Breasts Are Small and Humble, that song?
I don't know.
Heather knows it. Tweet us, Heather, what the name of that Shakira song is. All right, what do you think Corey liked? Like what was Corey?
Corey listened to the Monkees, let's be real.
Oh, you think he's like an old soul? He's into like older things? Like things that like Feeney taught him about?
Well, honey, I'm saying that because the Monkees kept appearing on the show.
Oh.
You didn't. One of the Monkees is the original actor to play Topanga's dad.
Oh, which one? Nesmith.
Oh, not Davy and not Mickey. The other one.
The guy that has the last name Nesmith.
I don't remember which one it was. I'm blanking. I'm totally blanking.
It's okay. We don't care.
And I can already hear like Katie and Amy like yelling at me right now.
All right. Let's Google it. I'm just going to Google it because why not? All right.
Yeah, hold on. I'll know as soon as I like.
Hey, Siri.
Who?
Siri.
Who
are the members of the Monkees?
The members of the Monkees are Mickey Dolenz and Peter Tork.
It was Peter Tork.
All right. It's Peter Tork. All right. So Peter Tork is Topanga's dad.
Yeah, it's Peter Tork.
What do you think Sean liked? What was Sean? Was Sean into like Bush?
I don't know. I'm not going to sit here and guess their musical taste.
I need to know.
No, you're getting off track anyway.
Let's wrap this up. Let's get to the end. All right.
Okay, so can we please like get to the best part?
All right,
let me get there.
We're getting there.
Okay, so we get like the awkward Sean and Corey reunion, which is like, hey, you have a kid now? Yikes. Are you sure it's yours? Like these weird awkward jokes.
I love that joke.
And then even more awkward is the Angela and Sean reunion, which I'm sorry, I think just shows that Angela and Sean were never going to be together. They
didn't really have like much chemistry to begin with. Like I don't know. Like a part of me didn't see the chemistry. And then they're just like they started dating like senior in high school and then they went to college again together.
I don't know. It was just I never felt like they were each other's great love.
No, it's like Sean just wanted to get laid.
Like I think she was she was like the first love of Sean's life besides Corey, but I don't think she was the great love.
All right, we're going to jump ahead. When Angela appears on Girl Meets World, what is her significance to the story?
She shows up to ask Sean if she should have kids with her husband.
That's it?
Yeah, like that's what she does. Like it basically kind of wraps up the whole like idea that Sean and Angela belong together. It's like they don't. She has moved on. He needs to move on.
So he's been harping over her all these years?
Yeah, she was the one that got away or something. Like, and he hasn't opened himself up to a relationship again because he's afraid that they'll leave because everybody else left besides Corey. But he left Corey.
A part of me is saying that Sean has no problem finding love. I don't know. Just gonna
like I'm sure Sean hasn't had many lonely nights.
Oh, so you like?
But I don't think he like opened himself up to an actual relationship.
Do you think he's having like that? What's it like that Josh Hartnett movie, like 40 Days and 40 Nights, where he just keeps thinking about like the old girlfriend, like when he's fucking all those other women?
Yeah.
And then I don't know, maybe he has to do like a 40 Days of Celibacy. Maybe that will give him perspective.
Sean finds love in the end. I promise you that.
Okay. Well, shout out to Sean for finding love in the end. Hopefully he kept his curtained hair.
Yeah. So Angela like leaves. She like leaves the party before like all the good stuff happens.
Good for her.
Which I think kind of shows something about Angela too. Like she wasn't really part of the group.
Yeah.
And if you think about it, Angela actually leaves before the series ends. She leaves like the episode before.
Oh, she didn't want to be part of the show anymore. She was like, fuck this shit, and just left town, skipped town. Skip to the loo.
Yeah. So she like leaves the reunion, and then the greatest moment ever happens. This is my favorite part. This is why I love this episode.
What is your favorite part? Let's hear it.
Well, okay, so Sean and Jack see each other, and they don't want to talk to each other. They're like, I haven't seen you in like 7 years. Let's get away. Which is kind of how it was when they first like introduced Jack. Like Sean didn't want to have anything to do with him, but they ended up having to live together and they got closer. But now they don't want to talk to each other because of this stupid fight over Rachel's parking spot that escalated into like.
I love that it stems all back to that too, like that parking spot.
It stems all back to this stupid parking spot thing. So Jack goes to sleep, and this like crazy looking guy comes in with long hair. He's dressed in like this cloak.
It looks like
he's got a staff and this giant book.
It looks like crazy ass Jared Leto too, like the way Jared Leto looks now.
Yes, but it's Eric. And like, there's this part like Jack is like, I can't. He's like, what is? He's like, I don't want to know. Jack starts to leave, and then he can't. He's like, what is this power you have over me? And he's like, and Eric's like, I don't know. Like, there's some crazy draw that Eric has that Jack just like gets wrapped up into his crazy.
What is Eric's new name?
Eric's new name is Plays with Squirrels.
And Plays with Squirrels comes back again at some point in time?
Yes, we will see this look of Eric's later on.
All right. And this is in
Girl Meets World.
I need to know, because I don't watch Girl Meets World. I've only seen the one episode, or 2 episodes, because I watched the wrong episode when we were doing that episode for the podcast. But when and why does Play with Squirrels come back? AKA Eric in the future.
Okay.
AKA Flash Forward. AKA Flash Sideways, because it didn't happen.
He shows that because that's how he dresses in St. Upitown, because that's how the people of St. Upitown dress, and he is the mayor of St. Upitown.
What are you talking about? I have no idea what you're talking about.
That's the explanation.
You have to explain it, because I don't.
He is the mayor of a small town like on the border of New York and Canada that speaks French.
Okay.
And this is how the people dress. And he wants to he's their mayor. They elected him mayor because he's good with their people issues.
I don't get it. Okay, but we'll go with it. I'll agree.
I'll link you to the episode.
All right, link me. Hot link me.
So Eric's got like a lollipop hidden in his beard, and he does the beanie call, but he can't really do it because it's been so long. And everybody's just like, dude, what the F? Corey's like, whatever you do, don't tell him we have a daughter. And he goes, I have a niche, which is a long-running gag that he gets niece and niche confused. Like, it goes back to like a season 1 episode.
Of Girl Meets World?
Yeah. No, of Boy Meets World.
So...
Yeah, so it's like a long gag.
So this is a long gag through the entire series of Boy Meets World.
Yes.
That Eric...
That rolls into Girl Meets World.
Eric always confuses the word niece and niche.
Yes. Niece and niche.
This is a long fucking con. Oh my god. Okay.
Yeah.
Wild stuff. It's alright.
Okay, and then like they discover like they're talking and everybody's like, whatever happened to Rachel? And then like she just strolls on in like with this cocky kind of attitude, chewing gum. And she's like, wait, you guys aren't still friends? I thought you guys would have like made up 5 seconds after I left that classroom. I moved back to Texas, married my ex, and now I'm divorced.
You know what? And low-key, I kind of liked Flash Sideways Rachel. I don't know.
She was just kind of like snarky and bitchy to them all.
Yeah, she's like everybody on Twitter.
Yeah, this is like, but that was not who we ever saw Rachel as, so it was kind of weird.
No, it was like kind of like fun, like seeing like Rachel in this like new light, and I was like, oh, I wish like that was the Rachel of the show instead of the Rachel we got.
Yeah,
like maybe I would have not have hated everyone named Rachel if that was the Rachel that we got to experience, but no, doesn't exist.
Yes,
this is a fake Rachel.
There's this whole thing where like they're talking, and Eric's life is just weird. He's married to a moose. And they don't need counseling, unlike Corey and Topanga, apparently.
And
we get the greatest line ever in his manifesto. Are you ready for this?
I'm ready for it.
Lose one friend, lose all friends, lose yourself.
That's like a poetry slam right there.
Yes.
Yeah. I feel like there should be a mic drop. Like I should just you should have just dropped the mic after you said that.
Pretty much.
Or they even sound like a line from an Eminem song off the 8 Mile soundtrack.
Lose one friend, lose all friends, lose yourself. It's like probably one of the most famous lines from the series.
Does it come up again on Girl Meets World?
It is mentioned in that episode with Eric, yeah.
Okay, ooga.
He says there will be no losing of friends.
I want to get into I kind of want to get into the talk of like the Flash Sideways, what happens on Girl Meets World in actuality. Mm-hmm. This whole episode, or a majority of this episode, was a vision that Eric had?
Yeah, it was kind of like his imagination of what was going to happen.
So he had an idea. Okay, so it's his Flash Sideways of what's going on.
Yeah, it's his like idea of like what's going to happen to this group.
How close was he to in his visions?
Okay, so Corey and Topanga did have a daughter, as we know. but she was born in 2001, and she was named Riley.
Okay.
They later had a son named Augie. Corey becomes a teacher, not a CPA.
Okay.
Topanga does the lawyer thing. She's not a stay-at-home mom. But in the final episode of Girl Meets World, she does make partners.
Ooh, okay. So,
but she's like a really like highly regarded lawyer at the firm. Like even other lawyers are like scared to go up against her.
what kind of law is she into? What kind of law does Topanga do?
It's like corporate stuff.
Oh, so she's kind of like.
But then she does like pro bono charity stuff too.
Oh, good for her.
Because she's Topanga.
Yeah.
And she's good and all that.
She wants to look out for the little man, but also like take on Bank of America.
Sean becomes like a travel writer for magazines and blogs.
For Rolling Stone.
Not for Rolling Stone. There's one like Wandering Traveler or something, which Riley's best friend Maya reads.
Travel and Leisure.
But he actually eventually marries Maya's mother, Katie, and adopts Maya.
What?
Yeah.
The Maya?
Yes.
The Maya from the show Girl Meets World.
Yes.
Like the one who doesn't wear shoes to school.
Yes, the one who doesn't wear shoes to school is adopted by Sean Hunter.
Wow. Wild stuff.
Eric gets into politics. Like I said, he was the mayor of St. Town, which, if you say it really fast, is Stupid Town, which Topanga loves to bring up.
Ooh, okay. Yeah, I would bring it up all the time too if I was Topanga.
Because there is this like Topanga Eric tension too. Like you get the Topanga Sean tension a lot, but there's also this like Topanga Eric tension, which happens in a lot of episodes.
Yeah, I can see it. I can totally see it. I mean, I liked Eric when the show first started, but then like as he got older, I just like. And as I became older, I was like, oh my God, Eric kind of sucks.
Mm-hmm.
Like he becomes like a caricature of himself.
Well, you know what? Like Eric gets goofier as the series goes on.
Yeah, like at some point it's like, hey, you know what? Corey's now cooler than Eric.
He's no longer like the cool older brother. He's the dorky older brother.
Like,
but Eric actually ends up running to be a senator for the state of New York, and he wins.
Ooh, he's a senator. So he might be a president one day in the Boy Meets World cinematic universe.
President Eric Matthews.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Good looking guy.
What does he look like now? Like, I don't even honestly know. Eric Friedel, is that what you said his name was?
Will Friedel.
Oh, Will Friedel?
He looks good.
Ooh, does he?
Yeah. I follow him. He just got an Instagram the other day, actually.
Oh, all right. Well, hold on.
I will send you something.
Are you ready? Are you ready, Kat? Are you ready for a nice, rowdy, raunchy, fuck, marry, kill, FMK?
Oh, God. Oh, no. I don't know if I'm ready for this. I'm not ready.
Boy Meets World edition. Cue the music.
Oh, no.
Fuck, marry, kill. Eric, Corey, or Sean?
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. No. This is as bad as the time you made me pick between the Savage Brothers.
All right, who do you want to fuck? Who do you want to get banged by hard one night only?
Eric.
You can just go out, just get fucking railed hard.
Eric.
Okay. All right, I could see. You know what? I could see Eric being a good lay. He probably like has a few good moves. It's probably like something you'll enjoy once, and then like you think you like it, you go back a second time, you're like, nah, he's like a one-trick pony. So yeah, I agree with the answer there.
Okay,
who do you want to marry? Who do you want to spend your life with?
I'd marry Corey.
Corey, all right. Kat and Corey, yeah. So all right, so Kat and Corey are gonna take off one day, and they're gonna go on their honeymoon for like 2 weeks. They're gonna go to the Bahamas, and I'm gonna still have to do the podcast. So it's gonna be me and Topanga. Me and Topanga will be doing the show. Topanga has now been upgraded to temporary cat. So
and then I guess I would have to kill Sean.
Yeah, all right. I can see it. Like it's like, you know what? We don't need Sean. Like no one needs Sean. Who needs Sean? Nobody.
Yeah. So
we liked his curtained hair in the 90s, but now we laugh at it. All right. Solid answers, Kat.
So the real canon, Jack became a lobbyist in DC.
A lobbyist?
Yeah, like he works for like some big corporation, and he's the guy they send to like try and schmooze the politicians to vote on their side.
What's he lobbying for?
I don't even know. Like some big evil corporation. It's like never exactly said, but it's something Eric's totally against.
I want to say like I bet it's like tobacco, but they like they don't want to say like tobacco on like a Disney Channel show.
Yeah, it was something Eric was against, and because Jack is on an episode of Girl Meets World with Eric.
Yeah. I saw that. I did a little hot outside research, and I saw that he appeared on it. So I was like, ooh, God, they brought him back. Matthew Lawrence had, like, day work one day. He was a day player. All right, hold on. Hold on. Let's go back to your FMK.
No.
Let's take out Sean, because we know Sean is dead. Sean is now dead. So now we got Eric, Jack, and Corey. Who are you gonna kill? Because I know you're gonna fuck Jack. You're gonna let Jack just fucking plow you around Colorado Springs. You're gonna be everywhere. You're gonna be fucking doing it on the coffee table, doing it in the back seat of your fucking Jeep Cherokee, the front seat of your Jeep Cherokee, on the hood of your Jeep Cherokee, like you're Tawny Katane.
You're gonna make me choke on my LaCroix.
You know that's happening. You know that's fucking happening. But now you have to... quote of the episode. But now you have to kill somebody. You have to either kill Corey or Eric.
Oh my God.
And you've already fucked them both.
Yeah.
I'm imagining. You've already fucked them both. And you're married to Corey.
Sorry, Eric.
Oh, yeah. I'd probably kick him out too. You were good that one night, and you came back, and your encore sucked. Solid pick.
Oh my God.
Corey lives to see another day. And, like, you know what? Didn't you kill Fred Savage in your in the Good Son scenario?
I did.
Corey for president 2020. Ben Savage. Ben Savage is just rocking Cat's World. Okay. Go back to what you were saying.
Okay, so Jack becomes a lobbyist.
I promise I won't interrupt.
Jack's a lobbyist. He's like one of the big bads in Washington, D.C. Eric's the good guy. They reconnect at Riley's school dance. Like, Eric takes Jack to Riley's school dance to remind him of, like, how innocent they used to be. And Jack's like, whoa, Corey's the feedy now.
That is creepy.
Yes.
Wait. Hold on. So Riley has the school dance.
Yeah.
She's young. She's like a minor.
Well, okay. Eric has arranged for a special performance by a band to thank the kids for helping him with his Senate campaign.
Ooh, who's the band?
Oh my God, what is the group that sings Geronimo?
Imagine Dragons? I don't know.
No, hold on. Let me pull it up on Spotify.
Hey Siri.
Because I know I have the song on a playlist.
Who sings Geronimo?
Geronimo is by Shepherd.
All right, shout out to Shepherd.
Yes, Shepherd.
Okay. Ooga. All right, so that's like, I guess, a hot band to get to play at your high school. Could you imagine if Shepherd came to your high school?
Yeah, in middle school.
All right, who is
Geronimo's a hot song. I like it. That we find out in this episode too that Jack and Rachel no longer talk, but Rachel and Eric talk all the time, and that's like the only time Rachel's ever mentioned.
So was the actress like, fuck this show and just?
No,
like,
I think she wanted to do it, and they just had no desire to bring her back.
They're like, ugh, fucking Rachel. We have to like remind the audience again who Rachel is.
Yeah,
we'll just do it in a quick throwaway line in like Act 3.
It's like I don't think they even like said her name. They just like alluded to her.
Was it like Act 3, like the last like 3 minutes of the episode?
It was like this weird conversation with Riley that kind of helped spark the stupid triangle crap.
And I can see her being like, oh, who's Rachel? Like, tell me about Rachel. I want to hear more about Rachel.
Is that weird redhead in Mom and Dad's wedding pictures?
Yeah, is that weird, like that sexy photo that Dad has in his wallet for some reason?
Yeah, like, what's up?
Who's this bitch?
And then back in 2000, like, we find out, like, all this was a dream sequence.
Yeah.
And Eric runs and gets Rachel and, like, picks her up and throws her over his shoulder and brings her back in the classroom and wrestles her to the ground because that's totally appropriate.
Yeah, I mean, why not?
But then, like, everybody, like, starts to pile on and they're like, oh, I'm sorry. And it's a big group hug. And everybody's, like, still a little, like, salty towards Corey and Sean because they are the greatest friendship of all time.
Oh, yeah. Like, then they, like, step away off on the side. It's like, hey,
yeah,
we're the true bros in this story. We're all that matters.
Pretty much.
We're gonna meet this world. And take it on.
It's the Corey and Sean show.
I was trying to do the Michael Jacobs thing where they say, like, the title of the show.
That happens in the last episode.
Oh, so I guess I did meet the world after all.
It's like, oh, boy meets girl. Oh, I get it now. Girl meets girl. Oh, I get it now. My two dads? Oh, I get it now.
Charles was in charge all this time.
Oh, I get it now.
Oh.
Michael Jacobs, really, I do love you. I swear I do, even though I'm being really sassy.
I know, but you know what? Low-key, Michael Jacobs, create more shows and end them with the main characters, or some characters saying the title of the show. And we'll forever honor you on this podcast. We'll honor you. We'll do a bigger honor to you than we did to Stephen Baccio.
Oh, totally.
Any last minute hot takes on Seven the Hard Way? What's it called? Seven the Hard Way?
Seven the Hard Way.
Seven the Hard Way, or Girl Meets World, or Michael Jacobs. There's just anything. Like this is your time, Kat. This is your time just to spew it all out. Just get it out there.
You sound like one of my interviewers, like on it before an open-ended question that I have to transcribe.
Oh yeah.
I just love this episode. I love that it shows how these people need each other in a way, and how Rachel just doesn't exist.
Yeah, like I really do love. They definitely focus on Sean and Corey as like the ultimate bros, and it's the whole time like it's like, oh, we're never gonna be separated. We're never gonna be separated. And this like little minor thing happens. By default, Corey has to like side with Topanga because they're married, and it's like, hey, if I don't side with Topanga, we might get divorced. So,
and if we get divorced, there's no sex.
Like that literally ends Corey and Sean's relationship. Like they, in this weird dream sequence anyway, they're like no longer friends.
Yeah.
Corey and Sean have to be friends. They have to be together forever until Kat kills them. Oh no! You killed Eric. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I killed Eric. I mean, I did kill Sean too, though, so.
Yeah, you did. You did kill Sean. Well, Ouija board you, I guess? I don't know. So that's TGIF month.
Sorry, Sean. Sorry, Eric.
3 months, TGIF strings. It was a fun time. We learned a lot. We got to learn about Urkel.
Yes.
Or re-educate ourselves on Urkel.
Which was a terrifying experience.
Yeah, we became perfect strangers again.
Yeah.
Which was a fun time. We went back in time to the dinosaurs.
Yes, we did.
And then we kind of we met the world. We got very serious, and we discussed our pals in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
So it was a wild time. So I'm excited for what we're doing next week. And I have a feeling you've already forgotten what we're doing.
I know what we're doing next week.
Have we picked out an episode yet?
I don't believe we have picked out an episode.
We have to do a very special episode of next week's because.
But this show is full of very special episodes.
All right, we're gonna announce next week. We're stepping away from TGIF, but we're kind of like staying in the same vein in a way.
We're in the same era of television.
Yeah, we're gonna guide you out of this gently. We're not just gonna like.
We're going to a must-see TV show.
Yes, we're doing Blossom.
Yeah,
we'll just get that out of the way. So we haven't selected the episode yet. When you think of Blossom and you think of a very special episode, what's the first thing that comes to mind for you?
Oh, I don't even know.
I was thinking of the one where she is date raped.
Ooh.
I think it's about time we get into the heavy subjects. Maybe we should do something very serious.
Are you sure? I'm still not over that Fred Savage, Cameron Candace movie.
Well, if there's something.
But then again, I never got over it. Like the 20 years between watching.
Yeah, I mean, I have not seen this episode of Blossom since I was like 12 years old. So I would love to see. I would love to see it now. And, like, not in a good way. Like, I don't know why I said that, like, very happily, but I didn't mean to say that very happily, but...
You're like, yeah, I want to watch this episode. Like, oh, gosh.
Or we could do the one where, what's the name of the older brother? Anthony? Mm-hmm. Isn't there an episode where, like, Anthony's on drugs, or there's, like, several?
Well, there probably is, because he's a recovering addict at the start of the series.
Okay. We can find...
Like, he's just out of rehab.
We can find, like, a hot one with that. Or maybe the one where he gets, like, drunk and, like, gets married in Vegas.
Oh, yeah. He marries, like, a black woman.
Oh, yeah. And it wasn't, like, a controversy.
Yeah, because it was still the 90s, and...
So, who knows? Post-podcast, over the next few days, Kat and I will be conversing via DM. But if you have an idea of what episode of Blossom we should do, tweet us at VeryPodcast and tell us what episode of Blossom we should do, and should we do a YouTube video of Kat dancing on top of a piano?
I am not dancing on top of a piano.
I'll do it. If I can find myself a piano, I'll totally do it.
Like, where are we going to find a piano?
I don't know. I'm sure there's like a hotel nearby or something that has like a piano in the lobby or something.
Yeah, you're not going to get on top of a piano at a hotel.
But maybe I'll go to the piano store at the mall. There's definitely a piano store at my local mall. Because, like, I'll be bored later on. I'll be like, you know what? Maybe I'll go to the mall today, and then I'll be like walking around and be like, what the fuck am I doing here? Ooh, there's a piano store. Time to dance on top of it. Time to dance on top of it to the Blossom song. In my opinion, nation, the sun is surely going to shine. Did I get the words right?
I have no idea.
Where can you follow us? Where can you follow our adventures?
You can follow us on Twitter at VeryPodcast. You can find us on Facebook and Instagram at A Very Special Podcast. Do not accept invitations. You can follow us online at averyspecialpodcast.com or saltyrockmedia.com.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm forgetting something, but I don't think I am.
I think you got them all, but tweet us at VeryPodcast. That's our bread and butter. I guess.
Yeah.
Definitely follow us. Listen to our previous episodes. Rate and review us on iTunes or Apple Podcasts, what they are known by now. Google Play.
It's still iTunes if you're on a computer, though.
Yeah, that is true. What Stitcher? Are we on Stitcher? I have no idea.
We're on like every we should be on every podcast app that the podcast.
Spotify?
No, we're not on Spotify because Spotify is like picky about what podcasts, but we're on most podcast apps.
Yeah, we're on just about every podcast app, or if you don't know how to use the podcast app, just go to averyspecialpodcast.com and listen to all of our other T.G.I.F episodes. Listen to every episode of ours, and we'll forever be grateful. And send us requests of episodes that you think we should do. And as always,
Bye.
watch the sky.